I just realized hey. So, I'm curious. I hadn't clicked start stream on the browser? Have I just been streaming to nobody? I'm curious. How you guys doing? I was chatting with you. It's gonna be very funny if I was talking with no one. Okay, you could hear me. Could you see the entire time? Uh-oh. That's okay. We just redo it. But that's funny. I'd never scheduled the stream before. I apologize for that, guys. I didn't realize after starting the stream in OBS, I also had to be. I've been waiting forever. I'm so sorry. Oh man, I'm so sorry. Well, if it makes you feel any better, I've been talking to nobody for the past 20 minutes. But hey, got a little test run in there, I guess. Dude, don't apologize. Let me set everything back up because I went through most of it. So again, I appreciate you, Cody, and anyone else that stops by. Said the mic check. Yeah, and what's funny is I thought you said that because I had actually said mic check. So that's why. Oh, that's funny. Oh well. Alright. Get this back up here. This over here. Ooh. I'm gonna tell you guys, I've wised up and put down a cloth over my desk, so now if the marbles fall off their stands and roll away, it's not clickety-clack. They just, have a nice little soft pillow to fall on. Alright. Might run through this a bit quicker, but hey, like I said, now I'm prepared. Maybe I'll get an A. Okay, let's see. Top monitor, Logitech. Oh, yeah, everything's off frame now, but that's okay. Yeah. Alright. Take a sip. And, yeah, if you guys follow me on Instagram, you probably already saw this. I'm just going to go through a couple things this week. If you follow me on Instagram, you know I haven't posted my random rambling. Maybe you don't know, but I haven't, and I need to. And I've scrapped it and started over and scrapped it and started over, and I need to get it done tonight. So I'm gonna try and get this done. Like I said earlier, I was gonna try and keep this stream to an hour. Let's see if I can get it done in 40 minutes. I don't know. I don't want to rush it and make it all. But I also do want to get that random rambling out. So I can get Finders Keeper on time, so that I can work this weekend to get everything caught up, and you don't want to hear me ramble anymore. So yeah, this week I stopped by Moon Marble Co. again. I feel like I'm going every single week, which is totally cool with me. I enjoy it. It's always fun. Bruce is always a joy to talk with. They're always very kind, and there's always something new to look at and learn. So stopped by, finally picked up some of these postcards that Bruce has for sale down there. Let me get the angle right. There we go. See marbles made at Moon Marble Co. I got doubles for a lot. What's cooking at the Moon Marble Company? And it's pretty funny. So Bruce, he does a lot of, there's a lot of field trips, a lot of kids groups that come down there. And he says they get a real kick out of, the kids get a real kick out of him coming out. This is a small frying pan that he actually would use to heat up like little bits of glass. but he eventually made some little glass eggs and then got a little tiny spatula. And he shows up with the kids with that, and he said, it's little like 6 and 7-year-old kids, and he said they just get a real kick out of it. And I found that funny. I really enjoyed. This is my favorite postcard. I went on a weird trip to Moon Marble Company. It has like a little sock monkey, a little dynamite rocket, a little alien shooting a ray gun, and then these signs down here say, "Dark Side of the Moon, Bonner Springs, Kansas, last free exit, next rest area 12.6 million miles, and please curb your dog." That's what those signs down there say. So, pretty neat. It looks like maybe a Chinese checkers board or something down here. So, I think... Oh, and then the Wizard of Oz, of course, because we're in Kansas. There's no place like Moon Marble Company. It's a good one. And then this, "Fly me to the Moon Marble Co. and let me play amongst the marbles. Warning, do not wear beanie propeller in high winds." I thought that was funny. So, yeah, stopped down at Moon Marble Co. this week and got a book I've been eyeing for a long time. It's a bit pricey. It's a very small print. It is written, compiled. It's a... I don't know how the publishing works. Curb Your Dog, yeah. Bruce, he has a dog, and he talks about it's unfortunate when you work in like a glass, when you have a hot shop. You can't have dogs around, unfortunately. As much as we'd love to. He always talks about how much he misses his dog during the day. It's pretty cute. But yeah, so Scott McBride is the president of the KC Marble Club, the KC Marble Club that's unfortunately been on hiatus since COVID. Excuse me. But I'm hoping to start getting in contact, because if you guys remember the marble lady that I met on the freeway with the bumper sticker, "Shoot marbles, not drugs," and I was just happened to be on my way back from picking up some marbles, and it was actually this bag of Imperials that I shook out the window. I told you guys I found a website of the Marble Lady, themarblelady.com or themarblelady.square site, I think. It's on my website. It's linked in the resources. I reached out to her and I was like, "Hey, real small chance, but I gotta ask, was this you?" And she couldn't believe it. It was. So that was really neat. So now I've made that connection. I haven't really reached out and we haven't talked much, but I mentioned how the KC Marble Club website was down and how I'd love to try and help, and she was like, "Yes, absolutely, you should get on that." So I don't know yet who owns the domain, but my bet is that Scott can figure it out, or he knows. So, because all they have to do is point the domain to the website. I don't need the actual domain. I don't need to own it. I don't need the power or anything like that. So, picked up this book. As you can see, it's hefty. I can't remember if it's 650 or 550 pages. 650. Roughly 650 pages of information regarding the VFW National Marble Tournaments from 1947 to 1962. We love Marble Lady. Yes, we do. I want to go at some point. I know I can't yet stream like on the streets. Like what do they call that? IRL stream. I understand. I've looked into it. You need like actual like setup. But if I ever get the chance, or if it ever becomes possible, from just a phone with good quality, because that's the main part. So I want good quality. The Marble Lady has her collection on display here in Kansas City, and I think it'd be really fun to show on stream. If not, at some point I'll make a YouTube video about it. So that's what my random ramblings related to today. Keep an eye out. King of Kings, 1947. Was 1947, so I'm not too far. I've only read like 20 pages into it. Was at the park reading, and then it started raining, and I was like, that's... But 1947 was the first national VFW tournament, the first national marble tournament, as it's noted in the early pages of this book, was I think in 1922 or 1920, somewhere around there. And it was in, I think, the New Jersey area around Wildwood, where the current national marble tournament is held. the weekend after Father's Day every single year. So this is a different tournament from that National Marble Tournament, but it's still really neat. It was held, like I said, I've only read about the first year so far, but the first year was held at Boys Town, outside of Omaha, Nebraska. A famous, pretty place. You can read up about it. And it was selected for its qualities, to be like what Boys Town was supposed to represent, and then also what these marble tournaments hosted by the VFW were supposed to represent. They thought they aligned. And then also because of the location of Boys Town, they thought it would be nice for everyone around the country to meet centrally, and they could meet by plane, train, or car. So, yeah, pretty cool book. I've posted on my Instagram story. It might have expired by now. If it is, tough. The list of competitors the first year, you had to win a state tournament. And if you won a state tournament, then you qualified for this national tournament. And they had the list of everyone who qualified from their states in this book. And I imagine for every single year proceeding, there's going to be another list. So I'm going to reach out to Scott and see if he will give me permission to share some of that information. Obviously, I don't want to just share the whole thing. And then at some point in the probably very far distant future, because I don't imagine this book's going to be read overnight. I'd love to do like a review of the book, tell you guys all about it. I already know it's going to be good. But yeah, I'd love to. And I'm going to get it signed. Unfortunately, it's not signed. You can see I had a makeshift bookmark in there. Yeah, not signed yet. Great opportunity. But I met Scott at that Missouri show. So, too cool. Didn't even realize. I truly had no idea at the time that he was the president of the KC Marble Club. He had just said he was part of it. He was like, yeah, I'm a member. Just kind of downplayed it. So, super cool. Only place you'll ever find this book is from Scott himself. You can get his email information there, greatmacscott@aol.com, or Moon Marble Company. I searched before I bought this book, searched everywhere online, and because I will say it is $60. It's not cheap. But I searched everywhere online, and I could not find it anywhere. Just like the Peltier book. Two favorite books in my collection. I would say number 3. And then probably just the most useful, of course, the Bible. But yeah, I think if you just love looking at nice, pretty marbles, these two are great pickups. If you want to learn more about the history of marbles, it's a must-have. And then I will say, I don't remember what exactly it is, but there is one more historical, like, similar book to this down at Moon Marble Co., but it's like an unofficial, it's just bound, like a spiral bound. I don't remember what it is, but I'm going to get it eventually. I don't know why I haven't gotten it now since yet, because it was only like $10. But keep an eye out. I'll be bringing that to you guys. Oh, excuse me. I'm so sorry, guys. I'll be bringing that to you in the near future. So, King of the Kings, King of the Rings, too cool. I would love to see the game of marbles make a resurgence. I think, as like all of you, and I truly do believe that it is going to make a resurgence. If you stick around, we'll talk some marble news here in a little bit, and you'll see. I don't know. I think it's coming back. Hopefully, maybe. Let's take a look at these. We'll save the Marble King for last, because this is going to be pretty fun. We're going to open this up. I can't stand not being able to see the marbles clearly through the polyfill. So we're going to take out one of the staples later, pop open one side, and take a closer look at those marbles. It's not too valuable, and like I said, I just can't stand not being able to see them. But let's take a closer look at these, because these I think are pretty cool. I don't recall if I've shown you guys on stream. If I did, I probably didn't talk about these for long. I had thought that these were just some really quick, and not to dismark, they're wonderfully made. But I thought these were just like some gift shop marbles that were from Branson. But I do believe, because they're unsigned, I do believe that these could be Steven Maslick, I'm probably mispronouncing that, Maslock, who Brian Bowden on his website describes Steve as one of the original Rat Pack members of the marble community, the marble makers. But I truly, I do believe, and they're unsigned. But the other day, some of Steven's work came across my screen, and I was just like, man, that just looks really familiar. And sure enough, and I'll tell you, I don't want to get too into the details. The person who I understand the provenance, it's probably one of my first times ever actually using that word, provenance of these marbles, that they were gifted. And the person who gifted them, they are a lover of fine things, high quality things, and they travel a lot, and I would not be surprised if they had an eye for marbles, or at least a recognition of the skill that goes into making what is presumably a child's play toy. And then this one, I want to take one further look, and I'm going to show you some references that make me think these are Stevens. But this band right here, I just really enjoyed it. It's so fine. There's like little fine lines within it. It really reminded me, it has a similar, I love it, Mori effect. Kind of like Jeff Sidney, sorry about the polyfill fibers there. I use those in my box to keep them from bumping. But in this line, or in that band, there's just the slightest bit of that Mori illusion. And it's hard to pick up on camera, and I don't think it was maybe too purposeful. I think they were just trying to do some fine lines in the band. But it's super cool. Jeff Sidney, the guy who makes the Mori marbles, has invited me out to his studio, and I just need to get out there. I need to make time. I keep saying I need to make it out next week. Yeah, let me pull up the references. Here we are on Brian Bowden's website. I'm going to go ahead and throw the link into the stream. Oh, it's already in there. Yeah, I did it. It's already in there from when I did this earlier when I was talking to no one. But yeah, these are, and then I think I can do this. And I can do, oops. I can do this. And you can kind of see, maybe, get rid of the stand, some of the similar styles and patterns. And then as I think it's up here that Brian lists maybe not. I was reading somewhere. See, here it is. Steven never signed his marbles. There it is. So that's what these marbles are unsigned, which is another reason that makes me believe that it could be Steven's work. He does wonderful stuff. Just real classic German handmade styles, but with modern technicality and attention to detail. Just truly stunning marbles. Like, look at that one. That is beautiful. B-E-A, beautiful. And I love these, the little rods, the birth of a marble he calls them, where it's like it's a rod of the cane. Doesn't want to go full screen, there we go. With the marble at top. Super cool. Super, super, super cool. And then I'll show you my favorite one that was on here. One of them. I don't know if I could say it's my absolute favorite, but this tangerine. Oh my gosh. With the fine swirls and then the core as well. Beautiful marble. Hey, Blue Crow. Appreciate you stopping by. But yeah, I would love to at some point get 100% confirmation that these are in fact Stevens marbles, but for the meantime I do believe they are. But yeah, so that's those Marble Kings. Let's see, let me look at my itinerary. Look at we did. Yeah, let's go through the Marble Days. We'll save the Marble Kings. I got something I could show you guys. This might tickle you. And might upset some of you. It's going to depend. Are you team iPhone or are you team Android? I'm sure it could be done on both, but alright, I'm going to have to disconnect my iPhone. I'll just reconnect it later. Okay. So, I'm not going to do a Marbles of IG hashtag review. Didn't really look at Instagram much this week, so. But I do have a similar thing I want to show you guys. Let's see if this will work. So, I'm going to show you my phone. I have an iPhone. I, last night, learned about the Shortcuts app. Oh, there goes my stand. That's all washed out, and you can't really see. But if I turn the brightness down, helps a little bit better. Okay, so I got these shortcuts. And, so like as you can see, if I close my phone, no background, just a black background. But if we go up here, let's see if I can get this one to work. If it doesn't work, I'll show you one that does. I've been testing it. So I'm going to run this shortcut that I made last night. I got an error. Why did I get an error? Let me turn my brightness up. Let's try one more time. It's running. Turn the brightness back down for you guys. Okay, so it ran the shortcut. If I close the phone, see, it's not one. We'll try one more time. If I can get this to work, you guys, I think, it's giving me an error again. You guys are going to be, I think this will become, I think people are going to get ecstatic over it. Okay, so that one it worked. Let's see. So I closed my phone. No, it didn't. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys one that works that I was trying to copy. So I have one here. So it's there's a subreddit on Reddit called Earth Prawn. It's just wonderful Earth photos. So as you can see here, I have a no black background. Okay, so I'm going to open up my shortcuts. I'm going to run that shortcut. Let it load. And I know this one will work. And boom, it's done. I'm going to close my phone, open back up, and boom. So what it's doing is it's searching that Earth Prawn subreddit, and it's grabbing a random top post, the image, it's resizing it to the iPhone's wallpaper size, and then applying it to the wallpaper. Now, the cool thing, let me go to my settings. I don't want to show this on camera, but I will. in a second. If I go to my accessibility, and I go to my touch, and I go to my 3-tap, triple tap, gonna change it to that shortcut. Okay, so now this is super cool. So let's say, okay, you got that wallpaper, but it's like, it changes. I think the one that I downloaded, it's set to change every day. But it's like, let's say I want to change it. Well, you can set to triple tap the back of the phone and look at the top. It's running that shortcut, and then it takes a few seconds, and then it'll stop, and boom, a new wallpaper. Now, so currently, like I said, this is just one I downloaded, but it is technically possible. I haven't figured it out yet, and I'm probably just going to go to Reddit and ask other people to figure out to do it for me. But it is technically possible to use this shortcut to access Instagram's Marbles of IG hashtag and do the same thing, but with Instagram posts. So, and you could set it so that every hour or whatever, so that your phone background is constantly updating to brand new marble pictures. So that's my tangent. I stayed up till like way too late last night trying to figure that out. And what I think the problem is on the one I was doing for the marble subreddit. I'm gonna try it one more time. See, like that one, it's asking for YouTube. The problem is on the marble subreddit that people make text posts or posts that aren't images. So like this one, it's trying to access a post that's it's a YouTube post. And so I'm curious to see, does it show the YouTube thumbnail? No, it doesn't do anything. I'll try one more time. No, I'm wasting a lot of time, but let's see. I thought it was so cool. It's worked a few times for me and given me a new marble backgrounds. There we go. Hey, look at that. That was a Christian Sonagit electric green slag. I recognize that. Yeah, so currently this would be on only iPhone because it's the iPhone Shortcuts app, which I just learned about last night, and I'm blown away by everything that the Shortcuts app can do. It's absolutely incredible. But I know there probably is a way to do it on Android. I'll look into it, but currently it'll be just iPhone. As you can see, it is kind of work. As you can see, it kind of works. It works some of the time. The problem is on the Reddit, it's, like I said, not every single post is images. That's a pretty slag. And funny enough, right here, Christian Sonagit slag, electric green, and mine even. It's tough for you to see. I already unplugged the iPhone camera is what I use for the close-ups, or my iPhone. But it's a UV fluorescent, of course. Of course, the best ones are. But yeah, at some point, I hope next week's random rambling will be this publicizing it, being like, hey, here, because if I can get it set up, it's really easy. You literally, if you have an iPhone, you click the link, you click add shortcut, because the Shortcuts apps, it's an iPhone default app, like it's from Apple. And it can, like I said, it can do incredible stuff. I was blown away. There are people out there that use that Shortcuts app to basically automate their job, and they're just kicked back to 8 hours a day watching Netflix while their phone does everything. It's pretty cool. So, we're going to save this for last, like I said. Let's look at some Marble news. Oops, didn't mean to open that, but that's okay. Incognito. First on the list. This already passed. I thought it was cool. I thought it'd be worth shouting out. Anyone in Duluth, Minnesota, or around the Duluth, Minnesota area, just missed. the annual Lake Superior Art Glass Marble Hunt. They hide 12 marbles around Duluth, Minnesota, throughout the parks and trails, and then have people go out and search for them. I thought that's pretty neat. So they said it's annual, so you'll just have to wait until next year to get out and go. Maybe, hey, contact them. Maybe they haven't all been found. Maybe there's some hard ones, some difficult ones. Cody knows all about finding the difficult finders, the difficult hiders. And then they wrote this poem. I thought this was really neat. I could read it for you guys. I read it earlier, and it's a good poem. But and I'm not going to sit here and be like, I'm a wonderful poet. But what do you call it? The count, like the syllables are off. Well, it's definitely not iambic pentameter. Everyone loves iambic pentameter. I'll give it a shot. Let me drink some water real quick. 1 sec. Oh, this is going to be rough. Oh, once we had marbles so shiny and round, but now they're all missing, they can't be found. Top 10 places to look, we're afraid you're mistaken. Here's a list of locations where they're surely not taken. You won't find them at Dream Cloud Coffee, brewing in pots. They're not grounding. Yeah, I'm just not going to read that. You want it, gosh? I'll keep going. I'll try. Whew. They're not grinding in beans or served steaming hot. And please don't look up trees or you'll be in denial. Marbles don't nest with birds. It's not in their style. Not aboard the North Shore, scenic railroad rattling in trains. Between cargo and luggage, you'd look in vain. And if you think of the library with books everywhere, they're not amongst pages, nor under a chair. Not at Viker, Ripple, or the Rathskeller's bar. You can't cheer with our marbles, they're not in your jar. And not in the deck game room amongst pool and darts. They're not hidden in pockets or the game's moving parts. Not in our vases so elegantly displayed. Our marbles aren't flowers, and water they don't wade. Not on the lift bridge of steel, gazing down on the freighters. Our marbles aren't sailors to bridge operators. And surely not in your pocket, don't even think. Our marbles aren't change, nor do they clink. And if you're peering into Lake Superior's vast depth, you're wasting your time and will leave quite bereft. So our marbles, dear friends, they continue to roam. Perhaps they're in space or found a new home. But in those 10 places, we assure you in jest, our marbles aren't there. They're on an endless quest. There you go. All right. So that's pretty fun. I enjoy it. I enjoy anyone that put some effort, some creativity towards marbles. So, Duluth Marble Hunt, Minnesota. If you're in the area, maybe check it out next year. The other one, this one's really cool. It also passed recently, but still worth calling out in my opinion. This was down in Tulsa. Of course, I was down in Tulsa just a couple weeks ago for the Marble Show, and then this was a couple weeks later. Excuse me again. But they had Cherokee games down in Tahlequah, which I drove through town to get to Tulsa. And I thought this was pretty neat. They play this game, if you're familiar with bocce ball, and I'll pull up bocce ball. It's like I'm used to playing it in a yard, kind of like this. But if you ever played bocce ball, this is really similar. But what they do is so they throw a stone out, and then they use javelins, and they throw the javelins, well, stakes, spears, and the closest to the stone ball wins. And so I thought that, man, I used to love throwing sticks as a kid. I would have gone buck wild. Loved playing bocce ball too. I just moved my storage unit last week, and that sound is my old bocce balls from when I was a kid that we played with And yeah, I haven't played in years, but I was like, man, I'm pulling these out, and I'm gonna find someone to play with this summer. So, bocce ball, kind of like yard marbles. But then they had this, and then so I know not quite marbles. Hear me out. Hear me out. It's down here, poison hole. So participants also took part in several rounds of marbles, but instead of the traditional Cherokee 5-hole version, they played poison hole. Poison is another easy beginner game, said Games. With stakes set up around the grounds of the Cherokee National History Museum, the players took turns tossing billiard balls at the targets to progress in the game. You have to hit a stake before you proceed to the next one, said Jared Dorr, who works in the museum. Gaines explained that if a player hits another player's ball, they get to throw again. Upon hitting the final stake in the formation, called the poison hole, players can then go on the offensive. Callaway hit the poison, so if he hits anyone else with his ball, they're out. Callaway did not end up winning as he was put out by another player who had also become poison. If 2 people are poison, you have to hit them 3 times in a row. So, I'd never heard of poison hole, and I just found that really neat that even Cherokees, the Cherokee National History Museum, had played a game of marbles. I mean, really, you guys will see. It'll be next up, I think, in the marble news. Not quite. Next up. You guys will see the interpretation for what is a game of marbles can be quite loose. So, thought that was really cool. If anyone's ever watching this in the future, if you've ever played Poison Hole, please let me know. I found that really cool. How cool would that be if we could get the Tulsa Marble Show scheduled up at the same weekend as this, and then get everyone down there playing marbles and Poison Hole and this javelin throwing game. I'm trying to throw some javelins. Man, when I was a kid, we used to pull they were just, I think, reeds. They're just real tall reeds. I don't know exactly what the type of plant is, but when they dry out, you could rip them out of the ground, and when you throw them, they'd fly so straight. We'd have so much fun with those. All right, so next in marble news. Yeah, I've shown you guys this one already. I'm gonna have one more chance. You guys have one more week to prepare. Literally just a couple days. August 5th, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. is the Indiana Marble Club show at Fort Wayne. I've mentioned this the past couple weeks. It's not on marbleshows.com, which is why I'm kind of hammering it out. But yeah, if you're in the area, maybe get out there. Even if you know nothing about marbles, you don't have a marble, you're like, hey, YouTube suggested this to me. I'm a coin collector. I'm a Hot Wheels collector. I'm a whatever. Get out to a marble show. There's never not a better place to learn and experience the wonderful world of marbles. And then this one I'm really excited for. So if you guys remember, I mentioned, I think in one of my first live streams, that I would love to find something to do like after the stream, like a game to play or something, just every single week, just, spend some time, hang out, be able to chat with you guys and not be so focused on presenting. And let me tell you, my prayers have been answered. Oops. I am going to want the music on this because I like it. I'm going to pause my music. This is a sequel game. I did not know that there was there was already one, so let's see here. Marble It Up Ultra. Was that Marble Runner? I used to play a Xbox 360 Marble game, and I don't remember what it was. Marble game. Marble Blast. Oh, it was the same thing. It was Marble Blast Ultra. I used to play this on 360. But yeah, Marble It Up Ultra comes out, where did it say? August 17th, if I remember correctly. Yep, August 17th. And it's every platform. Switch, Xbox, PlayStation, 4 and 5, Xbox One and S, Steam. So, yeah, I'm going to be getting this. And then it also says it has 10 campaign levels. So I figure if we can try and maybe do one level a week, that gives like 2.5 months of playtime. So I think that'd be pretty fun. I might have to starting my streams earlier to fit it in. Or maybe I'll do it another night. I don't know. But I'm going to be playing this game. Yeah, I'm excited for it. Hopefully it's not, I didn't look, hopefully it's not $60. I mean, if it is what it is, but, in my opinion, it doesn't look like a $60 game, and I don't think they're going to have like, add your own marbles in, unfortunately. My guess is there's going to be microtransactions, but cool game nevertheless. And then it will have multiplayer too, if that ever becomes a thing that we do. I also, yeah, so I will say too, when I do this, just further rambling, I think I'm going to switch off of YouTube when I go to play this game, and I'm going to go over to Kick, because I think I can stream and play music, so we can like share music. We can actually play we don't have to play this bossa nova for the 15th time. I mean, it's nice background music, but yeah, it'd be fun to share music. But that does it for Marble News. The Marble shows, I'll look at Marble shows, because there are some in September coming up you might want to plan for. There's a lot in September, actually. Gym City show in Dayton, Ohio. That's probably a wonderful show. Dayton, Ohio, you're not far from West Virginia, so I imagine you have some really devoted collectors. I think playing games on stream would be fun. I think so too. And I think that's like the perfect game to play on stream. It seems, I mean, it's obviously topical, it's marbles, but I think it seems like it's going to be a game also that, like, you don't need to know a lot to understand it. If I were to be playing, like the normal games that everyone's familiar with, most people watching the streams aren't going to know what's going on. So I think that's perfect. I'm excited. As you should get excited for the Gym City Marble Show in Dayton, Ohio if you're in the area, because you should go. If you're watching this and you've never been to a marble show and you're within reasonable driving distance of Dayton, Ohio, and you have nothing to do on Saturday, September 9th, 2023, get there. It will be one of the funnest experiences you'll have, especially related to marbles. If you're in the DeForest, Wisconsin area, Sunday, September 24th, Badger Marble Show. The Badger Marble Club, I don't know anyone specifically. I'm sure I've probably met someone at show and just didn't know. But from everything I've read and seen online, the Badger Marble Club is a wonderful, robust club to join. If you're in this Wisconsin area, maybe the Minnesota, Michigan, somewhere surrounding area, reach out to them and maybe get to that show. And then if you're down in Georgia, the Old South Marble Show, I think this one was hosted by Chuck Sumner. Sorry about that. Yeah, if you're in the Valdosta, Georgia area, which I imagine is probably pretty close to Atlanta, but let's see. No, pretty far from Atlanta, actually. Right down near Florida. You know what? I'm going to have to tell Snuff. I'm going to have to tell him, get your butt out there. Old South Marble Show, Saturday, September 30th. And then in-room trading for the early birds. In October, Reno, Nevada, and Fort Worth, Texas, which I am currently tentatively planning and hoping to attend this show, and I actually hope to be able to get my own table. Because I'll tell you guys what I wanted to do. Last marble show I went to in Tulsa, I teased. I said, "Hey, I have a video idea I want to do," and I'll let you guys in on what that idea was, because it obviously didn't happen. I want to go to one of these shows with like a very basic Jabbo or Vacor and do a trade up. Like you see those all the time, where like you start with like a Vacor Serpent, and then you find someone to trade for maybe a Jabbo Elite or a name Jabbo, and then you find someone else and you trade it for a Vitro Tiger Eye, and then I think that would be really fun. But then when I got to the show, I think it'll be best done if I'm a vendor and I have a table and I have a little sign that explains what's going on. I think people will be more likely to engage versus if I would go up to their table where they're trying to, make money to recuperate the costs of their trip, and be like, "Hey, do you want to do a little trade?" So that's my plan for the Texas show. If I can get a vendor table, along with some other stuff, I have some other cool ideas. I think people would be like, I'm gonna be the one person at the marble show with basically no marbles at their table. But I have some other ideas. Be cool. So that's the marble shows. Marble it up. Yeah, I was gonna go through and do for the first time. We haven't done it. I want to do it at some point. We can do make mid-journey marbles. So like here's an example. I gave it the prompt: a beautiful glass marble with swirling reds, blues, and yellows, my favorite, Cody knows it, on a clear base glass. And so what mid-journey is it's just a AI image generation. So it's just static images. You can't get videos, you can't rotate them or anything like that, but you can get some cool stuff. It's a really basic prompt, but that's what we get from that prompt. And then you can get variations. Like let's say I like this one because you're the top left because it reminds me of the onion skins. We could do a little variation here. Maybe. It takes a minute. What Midjourney does is it has servers that do all this operation, and then it just feeds it to you, and you have to pay a subscription, and you get so much time on the servers. There, it's coming through. But yeah, I don't think we're gonna do that this week. I want to put some real time into it, let you guys pick some cool prompts, and have some fun. Because it's truly incredible what Midjourney can do, and what a lot of these, I think they call them stable diffusers, can do. It's pretty incredible. And then you can go and you can tell it to give specific backgrounds, set it on a pedestal, and then there's even further. I have another tool where we can feed it photos of like specific marble artists. Like you could feed it pictures of Mike Gong's Acid Eaters, and the AI would basically recognize it and start to build a model on it, and then you can give it other photos to stylize it, and it'll generate some cool stuff. So that's something for the future. We're not going to do tonight. I'd hope to, but like I said, I need to get on my random rambling. So we are going to... Well, I am going to get my phone camera set back up. And we're going to crack into this Marble King bag, which I'm super excited for. I'm never one to keep things sealed. For those who don't know, I also collect Pokemon cards, and I do have some sealed Pokemon cards, but they're tough, man. It's tough for me to keep it sealed all these years. I just want to open them. Alright, maybe that'll be better. I can't get a good... Sorry guys, I don't know why my tripod's not wanting to You know what? We should go to this. That's what I made it for. I should change it to starting soon. Be right back or something, but it is what it is. Alright. Got this. Back up. The camera. Alright. AI for the win. Yeah, it can be cool. It's fun. It's really frustrating, though, when it doesn't do exactly what you want. That is very frustrating. Okay. Why is this way off? Let's see. I don't know. Does it need to go this way? I don't know what's going on here. Where's my fingers? Okay, that's what's going on. Sorry about this, guys. I still don't have like a how I want to permanently set up my my cameras like in their locations. There we go. Okay. Let's take a look at these Marble Kings. Let me get something to pry this with. You know what? I'm just gonna use these. I'm gonna cut the staple out and just remove one staple altogether. There we go. Clipped each end. Okay. Same bag, 29. Not fooling you. No tomfoolery going here. There we go. Alright. Unsealed. Oh no! Alright. So, let's get the first one out. Well, it's cool. It's got a little as-made fold, a little blemish there. Also has a little chunk out of the back, unfortunately. But you know, it almost looks, you'd want to say it's oxblood, but I'm gonna tell you, I don't think it is. I do know Marble King did use oxblood on some marbles, but I highly, highly doubt it. That's cool. Just a 2-color one. Yeah, they should be fine on here. Let's take out the next one. The same reddish brown on top, the mint green underneath. Again, I don't think it's oxblood. I feel all of these are going to have the same color throughout it. What's that? You know? Hold on, let me get my flashlight. It's just a chunk of debris. I thought maybe it was a fleck of aventurine, but I think it's just a chunk of furnace brick or a chunk of metal from the machine. That's interesting. That's cool. Let's see. I want to look at... I thought there were some 3-color ones in here, but I may be wrong. Another red and green. They're all nice size too if you didn't... They're 1 inch. And you know, I just realized I talked about this earlier, and then we all learned I was talking to nobody. These Marble Kings, so the fact that the header is black and red, and then on the back it does say... Oh no. Losing marbles. Our Marbles Crown Kings. These are indicators that this bag is 1970s or newer. So not extremely old. That's why I had no problem cracking into it. To look at these a little bit closer. I'm going to set them over here. So I'll roll away. Take another one out. That one has a big old blowhole on it. And it's that red and yellow. It is a nice red. Nice chocolatey, almost brown. The yellow's slightly anemic. These are ones too that if I had found these, I would have thought foreign made or vitro. I probably wouldn't have guessed Marble King. There's the 3-color one. That one's pretty nice. Pale blue, little bit of the yellow. Not quite an egg yolk yellow. A white. I mean, if you count white, that's a 4-color marble, but I know a lot of people don't count white. Again, a piece of debris right on the surface. And the last one in the bag. Red with orange. And again, see, that's like an orange that I feel like I see on Vitro All Reds a lot. Again, I would never have suspected Marble King for these. But you guys saw him. Opened, pulled out the bag. So, let me get the one that fell down below my disc. Doo-doo-doo-doo. That's them. That's all 6. Definitely. I mean, it's got to be the tricolors, the winner, in my book. Yeah, so sneak peek, let you guys in. I think one of these is going to be tomorrow's Finder's Keeper. Which one yet? I don't know. What's the method? I'm not telling you. But if you have one that you think, that one's staying. Sorry. If you have one that you think you'd like, you're like, hey, that one should be called out. Otherwise, I'm probably just going to select one at random. Maybe one of the ones with debris. I find those cool. Some people probably find it annoying, but that's that. So, yeah, I'm happy to have these, be able to pull them out. Kept the one stable so they can all just go back in, and I can pull them out whenever I want as references or to just look at or anything. Yeah, some people will probably get upset over that. Too bad. Well, that's too bad. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. But yeah, I think that's it, guys. Got through that. Yeah, so next week, maybe we'll do some of the AI marbles generation, let you guys give some prompts, and then also Marbles of IG. Hopefully I get that wallpaper figured out. If not, we'll do a normal Marbles of IG review. And yeah, I think August 17th, yeah, that marble game won't be out in time, so appreciate you guys stopping by, as always, and yeah, hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. It was fun. It was good. Thank you very much.